So recently it was stated that Netflix was heavily pushing so that the live adaptation of Avatar: The Last Airbender will remove a lot of Sokka's early misogyny. Well, I mean honestly, over the last couple of days we've been getting a lot of hints that this live adaptation will be a train wreck when it will be released. And let's be honest, after the original Soul Runners left the project, it was a given. The One Piece live adaptation was an exception. Now coming on, I think it's time we accept that. Let's talk about the main subject. Sokka's early series women hating.
Leave it to a girl to screw things up.
You are the most sexist.
Stop bugging her, Airhead. You need to give girls space when they do their sewing.
What does me being a girl have to do with sewing?
Simple. Girls are better at fixing pants than guys, and guys are better at hunting and fighting and stuff like that. It's just the natural order of things.
Jokes aside, I mean it. Removing Sokka's sexism not only ruins his character arc, but it's also harmful as a concept, because Sokka's sexism isn't some throwaway gimmick or because he just hates women. It results of both his maturity and a less attributing person that I don't see many people say his past trauma and regrets. And the result of him growing from this led to his arc of getting over his insecurity that grew during his adventures. Let's break it down, starting with the immaturity. First off, Sokka is 15 at the beginning of the series. Let's calm down. At his age, most boys are in the process of finding themselves within their masculinity. And let's not act like he was doing horrendous acts other than just saying at worst ignorant stuff and leaving his sister do most of the chores. For Smart House 3, well actually 2 since their dad left for years now fighting the war. Point is, he's young, and his first scene of the sexism was with his sister after they both got into each other's way trying to catch food, which left Sokka soaking wet in the freezing cold. If you have siblings, you know this is a perfect scenario where you'll be annoyed at them and will say some mean stuff. Little boy uses his sister's phone without permission. Ugh, boys are the worst. Little sister goes to her brother's room and snitches about what she finds there. Girls are so annoying, always going through your stuff. Doesn't make the statement right, but it happens. They're siblings. And it's shown later that throughout the series that they do care for each other and have respect for one another's capabilities. But Sokka's immaturity stems from his circumstances and in part his trauma. Sokka is from the South Water tribe. While it seems that the South doesn't have the strictest of gender roles and ways that the North live by, from the look of it, they're still a very isolated tribe of people. In those circumstances, naturally gender roles end up being created, leaving men like Sokka's dad to be warriors and doing most of the hunting, and the girls to be more the caretakers. Because if they didn't do things, they won't get done, and with no order, they'll all die of cold and starvation. So like most people when they're born and are quote unquote supposed to have a role, many tend to feel bad when they feel they're not living up to what they're supposed to be, and some will do some actions to help them feel like they're doing what they're supposed to. Although it'll be strange to just blame it on this, because we see other southern tribemen, warriors even, not really be bothered going, oh my goodness, Katara is fighting and not in the kitchen throughout the series. I mean, like say we got Sokka's dad, his friends, no one seems to have an issue with Katara fighting, as if, oh my goodness, that's forbidden. And when you let that one bloodbender, it seems like, yeah, you know, girls can also be allowed to do regular bending. Sokka acts this way, partly because of the trauma of losing his mom. I mean, think about it. One day you're with your family, everything is normal, until suddenly the following day say attacked. You're there basically not doing anything but watching, and then suddenly you find that your mom was captured while your dad was out. Now you just lost your mother forever, and you couldn't do anything to help. That'll stick to any child. And for Sokka, I think that's what made him reinforce the ideas of gender roles harder than any other South Water tribe men we see. He regrets not being able to save his mom, not being strong enough, tough enough to protect her. Thus, he devotes himself to these roles and being unable to move past them, dedicated enough that despite being outnumbered, he was still willing to charge right at the first group of fire warriors that came to attack the tribe. It would have been so easy for him to just play soldier and just, you know, act around, acting tough just to push out the second, the first sense of combat came. But instead, he stood on business and actually tried, which, you know, I can respect. He was actually genuine about fighting back, not just throwing weight around. Thankfully, humbling from Suku and the other Kyoshi warriors helped break him out of this cycle, which was needed as once he started feeling insecure for the whole being around the Avatar, traveling around one of the best earthbenders, and a city can create tsunamis, and now he got was a boomerang. Yeah, he started to feel a little bit insecure. But since at this point he had moved on from simply wanting to be the macho man warrior just because he's a guy, he was able to reasonably see his faults and find a way to be helpful in his own way. And because of that, he was able to become a great strategist, and along the way a warrior who could fight side by side with the greatest benders of his time. Taking away his early serious sexism will rob him of his reasonable growth, and that I think most people, especially young boys, should witness in its pure form. But hey, that's just me. Alright, that's all for this video. If you got a moment, let me just chill a little bit. If you don't know, I'm making a comment, and it's live on Kickstarter right now. Relentlessly Bully Hero #1, a series heavily inspired by My Hero Academia, which I have a video coming out about soon about All For One, a favorite villain of mine, and all the superhero media. I also got an excellent trailer, fully voiced and acted out, so check it out if you're curious to see what the series is about. If you like heroes, mysteries, and fine dynamics, this is the show for you. It features Zeal, an edgelord new hero who, despite his intense personality, does generally try his best to help people and the community around him, and Gamora, a veteran villainess who got nothing else to do than bully this new hero as he trying to do his job. After making a binding deal, Zeal now strives to make waves in the struggling hero culture. Can he beat the odds, or will he fail as expected? Find out by reading, and you got some spell cash about the Kickstarter. We got books, posters, and other goodies to enjoy. Alright, that'll be it for me. Let me know what you thought of the video. Like the video, subscribe if you're new, follow my socials, send them around, and I'll see you next time. Signing out.